Good day all. I want to introduce you to Carlson civil suit for labeling, loading of points, and labeling of your bearing and distance. First, you need to open your Carlson survey. You must have integrated your Carlson survey with your AutoCAD or AutoCAD Civil 3D or AutoCAD map. It has the what's it called it, the functionality to as an add-on into all those software into AutoCAD, or you can install Carlson as a standalone. But here is already integrated into the AutoCAD, so I'm going to load the AutoCAD, the Carlson, because it makes the AutoCAD more faster. So first off is to load the Carlson civil suit. You see that the way it's going to load the AutoCAD is going to be faster than the usual AutoCAD. So this is using AutoCAD 2018 with Carlson 2019. So it has loaded the AutoCAD. As you can see, it's very fast. So the next thing now is to set your unit, your parameters. But before you do that, Carlson will love you to like save your DWG first before doing any settings. So you come here, you click on save. When you click on save, you put it in wherever you want it to be, either desktop or your document or anywhere. But I'm going to be using Carlson folder. So call it test. So after setting your Carlson AutoCAD points, your Carlson folder, the next thing is for you to now do your settings. When it comes to for a first timer, you need to configure it all the time. Now you come to Carlson, you now come to drawing setup. So you have to set it based on this. You choose metric. Your horizontal is going to be 100, your vertical is going to be 100, your symbol is going to be 0.2. You can increase it depending on your scale size that you intend to use. The angle format is going to be in azimuth. The angle format is going to be in azimuth. Your elevation, your degree is going to be 0, and every other thing. Your elevation, what you want it to show. So this is all you need to do. You click OK. You can come to general. So when you come to general, you tell him that your coordinate report order, it has to be easting, northern. So any other thing that you want to set, you can make use of these default settings. I click OK, and for now you can click exit, and you now see for both current and future, so that anytime you click on anytime you open Carlson survey, it's going to be in current and future. You click current and future, so they can make use of it for consequent files. So you now come to your unit. You can now press your unit name. It's going to bring, you see that it has set almost all the unit file. You can see it has almost set all the unit file. You can see that I didn't touch it before. Now it has set everything based on what I've set. So if you are not having issues with it later on in your drawing, you can just simply come to drawing setup, and you click on your metric, and it's going to go back to default settings. So the next thing we need to do now is that you need to understand that these are the Carlson um, uh, sections. So we are currently on Carlson card. So if you want to go to normal AutoCAD, you just click on this AutoCAD here. It's going to go back to the normal AutoCAD. You see that it has the AutoCAD um, display that we are all used to. It has been set back. So if you want to go back, you can simply click on this. And also, if you want to make use of a civil card civil card Carlson, you can simply do this. Click on this one, and it's going to change it to Carlson uh, um, wood design. So it all depends on which one you want to use. So we're going to be making use of this first one, which is survey. So when you come to survey, having done everything, you've saved your work and things like that. We need to now import our point. If you need to do that, you come to import point. before you import your point, you click on set coordinate files. So when you click on set coordinate files, you now click on the where you save your work, which is Carlson survey. You click on it and click new. When you click new, you will see that it has been given to the, you now give it a name, test. So when you click on test, you will see that it has saved your coordinate file into test. So the next thing now is to import our point. So the next thing now is to import our point for us to see. So we click on this. You can see now that we're having this. So before you work on you do anything, you need to see your data format, and by checking it, you look at your pillar, your easting, nodding, height, description. So it all depends on how you want to format it. Please, when you are trying to upload onto your Carlson, please let the last number be a digital number like 1 2 3 4. Don't put maybe ZZAH, because Carlson is going to reject it, or is going to make everything a single file. So just ensure that it is in the format. If you want this one to be in that format, you can just bring it to the description. Any of the two, it will not work. So now the next thing is for us to now, as you can see, you save it as CS, you save it as CSV, comma delimited. When you save it as comma delimited, you now come back to your Carlson, and you can see whatever we have done, it is here. So when you do that, you now bring in, you import it into your AutoCAD by clicking open. When you click open, you can say use import and skip import. You can skip it, use import formatter. When you click on use import formatter, it's going to bring you to a folder. You can see this is what's it call it, our interface now, like an Excel format, and you can see it is comma separated, so that it is going to recognize the drawing. So now you must have an header, that is to say your pillar, your points, everything that is at the top here. So what the next thing we need to do is now is that you say skip top row. So when you say you should skip first row, it means that you are telling him that the first row, you should not, don't use first row for column, just use skip top first row. When you now click on it, you now be telling him that this is the point, that point one is your point one, A is your point number, B is your easting, C is your nodding, based on whatever you have inputted, your elevation and your description. So anyone that you are not needing it, you just skip it. If you don't need it, you skip it. So but based on what we have, it's all here. So you can see now, you now say continue. You can see what I've said is going to be giving us issues. It's going to be giving us issues. So what we're going to be doing now is that we cancel our import, we bring in our data here. Since we know that it is pillar, yes, we now turn this one into maybe P1. So you can now save. When you save, you try and import your coordinate again. You click OK. So point description. So don't worry, I'm going to tell you how you're going to delete it and edit it. So you click continue. So you see that it is going to work now. You can see all point has been uploaded. So the next thing is for you to, if you want to see your data, you can just simply come here to what's it called, edit points. So you're going to be seeing every information, the coordinates that you have imported. So the next thing is for you to now, if you need to edit it or anything, this is where you're going to be doing it, and click on save with editing or save without editing, or just save. So after you have done that, you now come to point, you click on draw locate point. So any this is where you are going to be. So if you want to change the information to any information, any what's called the box type you want to, you can see we have different box type that we can make use of. So we're going to be using this um, sorry, we're going to be making use this. So this is the elevation. If you don't want to see the elevation, you can off it and you can on it. If you don't want to see this description, you can off it and on it. So this is what we have, and this is the point number. It's very key. So after then, this is where it's very important. It all depends on your skill size. This is where you change your skill size. If it is 1 in 200, you know that 1 in 500, you know that it is 1.2. This is where you change the text size, and the symbology. You can increase the symbology to any size you want to input it. So you can see maybe it is one that we intend to use. So every day that you say you should draw all, you can see that it has drawn our point. So you can see that it is in what's it call it? Is in she. You can also change it by coming to text file, set set your set your text to time new romance. So for you to change it, so close it and click on gen. You can see that it has changed it to time new roman. Since the size of the land is more than what we intend to use, you can also increase the point by coming here. It is going to delete the previous one by clicking on maybe 4, and we are using maybe 2. You see that it will draw it and delete the previous um, size. So now the next thing for us to do is to now delete based on what we've picked. So you can close it. So you can see we are. So if you are not still satisfied with the point, you can just come to L point, or you come here to do a locate point. It's still L point, so you can increase it to desirable height system that we intend to use it for. So you can just draw on. As you can see that it is more bigger now. So the next thing is for us to do our editing and things like that. So now that we've drawn our point, we can now come back here and say, since we are the Carlson has done what it needs to do for us, we can delete the one that we don't need and release it. You can see now that we can't delete a particular one. So for us to be able to delete any Carlson information that we need, all we need to do is to come to point, go to convert Carlson explode, convert point, come to explode Carlson point, and you now select all the Carlson points in your work, and you now right click, it will exclude it. You now be saying, you continue right clicking based on layer point. You say yes, yes, I click until it's done. You can now see that every point is now an independent of their own. So you can now take this one to the desirable point, to the desirable point. To the desirable point. We delete it. So now, since you want to drop it down, you can see that we can't drop it down. So what we need to do is to now come to edit. You now tell him that you want to convert text to mtext. Convert text to mtext. So you click on mtext. You say individual. Don't group it. So individual. So you select all the groups. Sorry. You can see it is now as it has been converted to text. So probably you want to change it to, you click enter. So you want to put SD, you can now see that it is in the format that we all recognize. And if you want to increase the text height, you can see increase it to a desirable heighting system. So you can use the same by clicking match properties to, you can see. So we've already deleted this one. So you can still simply, what's it call it, draw your locate tools by drawing is going to bring it back all over again. You can see it has double now, so you can simply delete the one that you don't need. You can see. So endpoint. So you click on Carlson explode to explode this particular point. Haven't done that. You need the message. You can see we deleted all our points. So since you've already exploded it, you can simply explode it also and give it the same properties. So this one now, you can see that this is the layer. So you can simply, what's it call it, make use of the layer for all your work. So this one has not been converted to text, right? So you can simply come back to text and convert it to text, text, individual, and click OK. So you can format it to your desirable height. So we have done for that. So the next one is to put your bearing and distance. So for you to put your bearing, and you come to annotate. When you come to annotate, you click on annotate default for you to set your default settings. So this is the scale size. So this is the size of the scales that you want to use. This offset means that between your text and your file, what is the distance? This is the text of scale size. That is the between your line and your text. So this is where you are going to be setting it. So you come to angle, you click on degree, minute, and seconds, and you click by line of work, and you click there's a default azimuth settings. You remove the azimuth prefix or any prefix that is there, you remove it. You don't want any prefix to be there. So you come to distance, you click on M, and your decimal is 00. So any other things, you leave it as default. So ensure that everything is in order. Is in order by line of work, azimuth, by degree. Choose everything that needs to be to be selected. So use text. So for easier correction and for your easier correction, so I click OK. So having set that, the next thing is to now come to here. You click on distance. You click on these two. This one is when your azimuth is outside and your distance is inside. Why this one is where your distance is inside and your azimuth is outside. So you're going to be using this first one. I'm going to show you the first one. So you can see that it's showing us these points. You can see. So you can see that is the first method of doing it. So the other method is for you to come back, and you can see that our text is not working very well. So the next thing is for us to change the text file format and increase it to a desirable So you can also come back after you select it, you can come back to text and click on your text style to change it to your desirable, that is Roman time new Roman, and click on it. Before that one can be activated, you must have selected the annotate in the first instance. So now we now go back to our bearing and distance. You can see now we have this point. If you don't like this point method, you can simply choose by point. When you choose by point, you can select, you have to be the one to be selecting it by yourself. You can see I'm the one selecting it by myself. But if I don't want that one, I can still come here and will say by line of work. I'll press line L, so it will show that it will take it to give me this one. But if I don't want this one, I'll just say by point. So you can see I have to be the one to insert it. So you can see that the distance is a bit far, so you can simply drag it down, or you can delete it and click you come back to your annotate and increase the distance, maybe 7 meters. It depends on what you are to do. So the first one we tried was using distance and area. So now let us try as an azimuth over area, azimuth over distance. So let's try distance over area. So this is it. You come here, so you select and put it. You can see that the azimuth is over the area. Or let's use the other one, the distance over area. You can see, so you can see that the 2 is there. This one, you know that this one is not correct because the distance is supposed to be inside. So in cases like this, maybe you use a single method to do all your work. So I want to show you what you can do to remedy that one without you deleting your previous work. Like this, like I'm supposed to delete it, but you don't need to delete it. You just need to come to annotate, you come to flip, I click mirror and flip, and you select the one that you want to mirror and flip, and you can see it has flipped the bearing to where exactly to the point, and you can simply open it. You can see that is why the M text is better, so that you'll be able to expand the text. So the same thing for this. So the next thing now is that you can see the way you can label your bearing and distance easily and importing your coordinate. So the next one is a add-on. You can just, if you want to input your area, you want it to calculate your entire area, you need to set it as a default. So any of the area that you want it to be, so you click on it, you set it, you set the what's it call it, the text, the Romanic, so you can see everything about it. So if it is anyone that you don't want, we are not using ACAS, you can simply take it back. Anyone that you are not using, you just select it and you click OK. So all you need to do is now is that you can select by entire interior of a polygon. If the polygon is not, it has not, if you just want to check the interior of a polygon, you can see this is the interior of a polygon. Without this one can affect it, so it's better you choose close polygon. So you just see single area, you just select the area, so it will give you the exact shape of the polygon. You can see that is, or that's to get your area. So you can still come to draw to change the text to change it to text, time new Roman, and you apply it and you generate it again. You can see that that's how you create your bearing and labeling, your importing your point into Carlson. doing the bearing and distance and things like that, and your bearing and distance and your area. Thank you.